some intricacies in the goods and service tax which I'll cover now. So basically, what is goods and service tax? Presently we have so many taxes which distinguish between goods and services. Goods, you have some kind of tax. For services, you have some kind of tax. So the basic need for a goods and service tax is to eliminate the difference and to have a common tax system for both goods and services. Presently in India, we pay these first four taxes we pay it for the central government. Central excise duty. Any manufacturer who produces goods in the country has to pay central excise duty of 12% to the central government. If it's a service provider, then he has to pay a service tax of 14% to the central government. Again, there is the interstate central sales tax. For example, if you're manufacturing in Gujarat and you're transferring it to and you're selling it in Maharashtra, for this interstate transfer, you have to pay a tax of 2% again to the central government. And there is recently the Swachh Bharat tax of 0.5% got introduced. And for how the state government gets a revenue. State government has a VAT of 12.5% on any retailers. You go to any retailers, they have to pay a tax of 12.5%. So this is the only earning that the state government has through the tax. These are major taxes that the central and state government has. So during GST, we have a common tax system for both goods and also services. It is minimum 18%. The government is not solid of what percentage it has to come up with. So it will be minimum 18%, and it will be equally split between CGST, that is central GST, and also SGST, state GST. So 9% go for central government and 9% goes to state government. And also they aim at elimination of the interstate service tax, or at least the reduction of service tax from 2% to 1%. The main aim of implementing GST is to have an integrated economy, keeping India as a one market and eliminate the boundaries so that manufacturers, service providers, customers, retailers, everyone can have benefit. The basic advantages are there's no confusion between goods and also services. For example, you go hire a contractor for a construction. He also gives you the goods and also gives the services. He buys the bricks for you. He also constructs the house for you. So you'll have a confusion like whether you have to pay the service tax or you have to pay this VAT or something. So there is a confusion between goods and service. Even if you go to hotel, these hotels take an advantage of taking both VAT and also service tax. So because you can't find distinction factor between whether it's service or the good for a hotel. And for example, in CED, manufacturing company, it produces goods of worth 10 lakhs, and the central excise duty is 14%. So the total cost of manufacturing includes the taxes 1,14,000 rupees. When it comes to retailer level, again they have to pay a VAT on 1,14,000. So it's like a tax on a tax. So this has to be eliminated. That is also one of the major reasons GST is supported by many debaters. And there is a clear cut of tax between central and also state government, because since it's 18%, minimum 18%, and there's equal share between central and state government, there is a clear distinction how much has to go to state government, how much should have to go to central government. So these are advantages of GST. And though GST is looked at as a very highly advantageous tax regime in India, there are some intricacies in GST which makes the GST less implementable. We will see rather than looking at GST, we will see the implications to the different shareholders. So first, let us see the manufacturers. Manufacturers are the most benefited because of GST, because now they are paying 24.5% tax to the government. That is CED, central excise duty to the central government, and VAT to the state government. So if we see 24.5 including plus also 0.5% Swachh Bharat tax. So now if GST gets implemented, they will have to only pay 18% tax. So there is a reduction of 6.5% tax. And also the interstate CST will get reduced to 1%, or if they eliminate it, they will get a 2% reduction. So these manufacturers get the maximum benefit of all the shareholders, and if they maintain the same price, even after the implementation of GST, they will have higher margins because their tax is getting reduced and they can enjoy higher margin. Next one is what about with service providers? Service providers, their liability to pay tax increases. The new service tax, they have to pay a new service tax to state government, because initially they were paying only central service, CST, central service tax, but now they have to pay 18% and 9% go to state government. So they have to have a all GST registration. For example, there is service provider who has to give initially nowadays there is service provider. He has to give a service in Tamil Nadu and also in Kerala. He will not have any registration with Kerala government, and there is no tax that he has to pay to Kerala government. But now he has to register for both Tamil Nadu and Kerala government, and he has to pay a tax of 18% totally. So he has to go register, and also the compliance cost, because the registration, the compliance cost also goes up. So what happens to the retailers? Retailers also his liability goes up. Initially he has to pay 12.5% VAT to state government. Now he has to register with the central government and he has to pay 18% tax. So the liability of the retailer also goes up. And he has to register for the CGST authorities, and also the compliance cost goes up. So if you see the price level of all the goods and services, manufacturer tax liability is getting down, and retailers tax services is going up. So what will happen to the price level? There is no proper regulating other rules and regulations for setting the price level. So this will also go for a loss. So what happened to us? So from the day one of implementation of GST, all the cost of services will go up because the service providers have to pay more tax. The burden will directly pass on to the consumers. So the service, from the day one of implementation, for our liability also go up. And goods we can predict, because as I said, the manufacturer may enjoy the tax benefit, but only if he has to pass on the benefit to the retailers because he's paying more tax, then the consumers can enjoy the same price or at least a lesser price level. So we don't know like what the price will happen for the goods. When we go to state government, because since it is a consumption, the whole GST relates in the consumption ratio, the consuming states like Bihar, Orissa, then UP and Delhi will enjoy more tax. These state governments will enjoy more tax. They will enjoy more revenue because they will get 9% tax from GST. But the producing states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, etc., their revenue will go down. The state government revenue will go down because they lose initially they were getting 12.5% VAT, now they are getting 9%. So their revenue will go down. Even then, the central government is telling that for initial years of GST implementation, they'll compensate the loss by giving their share to the state government. But we don't know how. They don't have any regulations till now. And even state government will lose power to change the taxes. And even for example, Gujarat has given very good tax benefits to the new companies starting up. And with that, they can attract foreign investments also, not attract the other investors in that state. That power will be lost when they introduce GST because they don't have any control. They don't have any control over the tax. Next one. Next. Okay. Okay. Central government. What happens? Central government. Central government revenue also goes down because initially they are getting 12% CED, and they are getting interstate CST of 2%. Now they are getting only 9%. So their revenue also goes down for manufacturing and also service provider level. But if you see the retailer level, they are getting 9% extra tax, which is not initially there. So we don't know exactly whether they will gain or whether they will lose. Only at the implementation of GST will exactly know how the things work out. So even then, the central government promised to pay the state government, the producing state governments, the tax benefit that they are losing. So their revenue also slightly go down in the initial years, but they pick up in the upcoming years. So this is how the GST works for different shareholders in the Indian economy. So